Hello, I'm Amanda Pruitt, and this is my Pecha Kucha. Throughout my reading of the Villa text, I found myself challenging my own ideas of adult education, particularly the idea that adult education is boring and frustrating. However, I've discovered that it can be a very exciting and joyous experience for all that are involved. This is particularly true if the instructor pulls upon students' experiences and allows them to share and be fully involved in the creation of the course and engages them through dialogue. The reason I originally thought that adult education would be boring is because I had my own biases about ageism, and I had this image of an older individual going back to school and them struggling to learn new technology and learn how to navigate a college setting, which to me sounds very frustrating. But now that I've been working within higher education for a little bit and learned more about adult learners, I can see that the new challenges that they face are ones that can breed excitement and freedom. As I reflect upon each chapter, a recurring theme that I noticed was one of mutual respect and empathy. Respect for oneself as an educator or as a learner, as well as respect for each other and the learning process. Also, educators being able to empathize with their students, regardless of their age, makes for a better experience overall. We need to be able to understand or be willing to understand the struggles of that others face, even if it's not a struggle that we are facing ourselves. Dr. Villa spoke about the idea of dialogue in the classroom quite a bit. It is not something that I ever considered. However, it makes perfect sense. And it's crazy how something so simple and obvious is often overlooked and not practiced. And I think the reason for this is often because in the classroom, you see a lot of power plays being made by instructors. There's this feeling of, I've earned my degrees, I've earned this position, so you listen to me. I know what I'm talking about and you don't. Um, and so instructors have a feeling of their students are beneath them in some type of way. This does not allow students to find their own voice. This does not allow them to fully explore topics and concepts in a way that will lead them to have a deeper understanding and appreciation for the course material. And to be frank, some educators just need to put their egos to the side and remember that the goal of education is for students to gain the skills and knowledge needed and to be able to apply these skills. While reading, I also reflected on my own experience as a student, as well as my experience as a staff member working with students with disabilities. These students often feel discouraged because they don't feel like their professors understand them or care about their struggles. I've seen students drop out of school because of feeling discouraged. And it's sad, but it's also an opportunity for growth and change in the educational setting. For myself, I've learned quite a bit from this course and the readings, particularly about needs assessment and allowing students to provide input in the design of a course and asking them what they are looking to gain from a course and making sure I can help them achieve their personal goals. And although I'm not an instructor, I do have students that I train and work with. And during trainings, it never dawned on me to ask them, so, what are you hoping to gain from this? What do you think you need to know? What do you want to know? And that was a missed opportunity on my behalf. So I'm grateful to walk away from this course with newfound knowledge and an appreciation for adult education that I did not have prior to this semester. I look forward to using these skills that I've gained to achieve the goal that I set out for myself at the beginning, which was to apply the knowledge I've gained from this course to improve my work with individuals with disabilities while in my current position. Because there is a bright future for adult learners everywhere if we do our parts of not only making space for them, but including them in the process of designing what that space looks like. What progress looks like to each of us will often vary, but in education, we seem to push for students to make the progress that we think is acceptable in the amount of time that we think is adequate. This often punishes those for not progressing at the same rate as their peers, which can lead to feelings of failure. I think about my own life and how I view my journey to achieve certain goals as a slow one. But when someone else looks at it, they may say that that I've accomplished something very quickly. It is easy to get caught up in the speed of it all to the point where we don't appreciate the progress that we've made. This can be especially true for adult learners or those returning to school or college after years of being away. And I think particularly about students with disabilities and how pushing them to achieve certain goals that they don't have for themselves. And when they fail to achieve them, can be such a discouraging feeling for them. They can be intimidated by not being at the same level as their peers, especially adult learners. They may be intimidated by their younger peers. And as educators, we have to be cognizant of that and nurture students wherever they are at in their educational journey. In a classroom setting, it will be interesting if more educators focus on how students view their own experience and whether they have achieved their goals they set for themselves, instead of putting so much pressure and being so hard on them to meet our standards. All in all, it's important for us just to be kind to ourselves and show empathy and compassion to others and spend time admiring how far we've come and instilling that into our student. My major takeaway from this course is that we are always learning. We are lifelong learners. And so be open to learning new things and be open to continuously improving your skills and teaching methods. Thank you.